I once had a discussion with a shoe cobbler, and while we were talking, I asked him, "What's your goal? What's your plan?" Because he just finished university, and because there was no job, he decided to venture into shoe works. Leather works. Leather works is very okay, but if you are in a place where the economy of the place is tight and then the turnover or the income flow, it's a little shaky, then you have to do some basic calculations before you make such skills or you enter such skills, especially if you have a big dream like myself. So while we're interacting as an educated person, I asked him, I said, "Tell me, what's your goal like? Why are you into this?" And he said, the plan is that in 5 years' time, he would have left this place, gotten himself a good car, get married to a woman, start a family, own his own house, and his car of choice, he had a very good choice of car. He intends to get a Tesla, or at least a high model car, maybe a Mercedes or a Tesla. Brilliant ideas, what he has. I said, okay, that's a very good idea. Do you know how much a Tesla costs? So the smallest Tesla is around $36.9 thousand. The cheapest Tesla. I said, okay, let us assume that you're not buying the brand new one. Let's assume you're going to buy the fairly used one because it will be easier. So instead of 36 or $37,000, let's say you're buying it for half the price because it's a used one. So that's about $18,500. I said, yes, that's a good deal. $18,500. Okay. I said, how much does it take to have a home? He said, yes, home costs around 15,000 to $20,000, and he can have one where he's coming from. That's okay. And I asked him, how much does it cost to get married? He said, yes, at least with $5,000, you can get married. So if we add 15,000 and add to 18,500 and then $5,000, we'll be having $38,500. So I asked him, how much do you make per day? He said, a day that market is good, he makes up to $15. Other days, he makes $5, he makes $10. So on average, let's say market is mostly good, so he's going to be making, let's just give him $15. I told him, all right. Which means, and you said you want to start all these things in 5 years. I said, yes. Now, the timing is good. There is no goal that is too much. No matter what goal you want to achieve or set for yourself, nothing is too much. The only problem is the skill set, is the work, is the labor designed to meet up this goal. That's where the problem comes, and that's where most people don't even look at before setting their goal or choosing a skill. So I always tell people, no goal is too big. Somebody actually thought of how people are going to fly, and they are flying. If that person can think it and it's happening, then somebody can achieve anything. Somebody thought of how he can become a YouTuber, own just 1,000 subscribers and things. That today is a billionaire from just streaming. That's a very big inspiration. So I think anybody can achieve anything he set his mind on. But the but there is this. Does the skill align with the goal? Whatever skill you are choosing, does it really align with your goal? Is the reward of the skill in alignment with your goal? Somebody has a goal of $38,500, which is very okay. But this skill is paying him just $15 per day. So I asked him, let's do the math. You said in 5 years' time, that's your goal. If you divide 38,500 by 15, you're going to be getting 2,567. So that's 2,567 days to raise 38,500. This also means that if you divide those days further by 365 days, you'll be getting around 7 years plus. This is your gross earning. Now you take away your utilities. Let's say from your $15 per day, your utilities take $2. You are left with $13. Then let's say your feeding takes $5 per day. So you are left with $8. And let's say your rent takes $3 per day. You are left with $5. Let's say you are not partying for the 5 years you want to do it. You're not doing anything again. You just want to eat, pay rent, work. Or $5, I've forgotten. Let's say you even buy little raw materials like leather, like other things out of the work. Maybe you may end up seeing that what you have now left is about $3. Let's just see, around $3. Now, this is it. The $3 you talked about, if the $3 is now your net earning, cannot, maybe miracle, God will do it. God knows a way of doing things. I cannot doubt that. But mathematically speaking, which I believe every financial intelligent person should always apply, the $3 will take you ages and you grow white beards before you can save up to $38,500 keeping just $3. In fact, it will take you 12,833 days approximately to raise 38,500. Now, if you break that 12,803 days by 365 days, it means you are going to work for 35 years before you save up 38,500 to start your dreams. But how old are you now? This is exactly where most people get it wrong. Your dreams are good, but your skills are not in alignment. Each time you are building a skill for yourself, or you are entering a venture for yourself, or an endeavor, or a vocation, it has to be in alignment with your goal. The reward of that skill has to be in alignment with your goal. If your goal is bigger than what you have at hand, what you can do now, then you have to start breaking your goals. So you say, okay, I want to do this for a start, to earn this particular amount of money, and then start doing this particular thing. By the time I grow from this to this thing, I can now increase in this, and then I can scale up and then achieve the next goal, and gradually I can get to where I'm going to. But you chose a very nice goal, you have a very big goal, but your skill said what you can earn from this skill, what everybody's earning from this skill around your neighborhood and everywhere, is far less than what can actually grow together to bring about that goal. You'll be wasting your time. You'll spend 35 years doing the same thing until you get old, and you won't reach the goal. So the first thing you have to always do each time you are choosing a skill is to make sure it is aligned with your goal. That's the first thing. If your goal is bigger than the skill, then the skill should be a means to a certain end, but not the final end. It should be, okay, let me do this for this period of time. Save this amount of money. increase my skill sets or develop my skill sets more so that I can actually earn more until I reach that goal. So you put these chains of sequence of goals and skills for yourself until you reach the final one. Somebody cannot say you want to raise a family, you want to drive a car, which is very beautiful. You want to own your own home, you want to be in control as a man. And then the skill you choose is a skill that has been exhausted in your locality. A skill where everybody knows the price and the price is worthless, so to say. You want to do all this, you want to live a luxurious life, which is not bad. But you said what you want to be doing until you achieve it. Not for a start, but until you achieve it. Is you want to be selling water. Let's say you're just selling water in gallons or something like that. Or let's say you want to be a bricklayer. Especially if you are coming from the side of the world where these things are not high-paying jobs. So your skill should be, or your goal, your skill should be, I do this for a while, I save this amount of money, I rebuild myself, or I invest more in my skill, in more higher paying skills, and then I grow higher and I grow higher until I get to where I'm going to. That is how to choose a skill. So you don't just wake up and choose any random skill because people are into that skill. No, because then the next thing is this. You ask yourself, that the next question I asked him was, I said, how many people do you know in this particular shoe work that owns a Tesla? He said, no, my case is different. Well, yeah, I'm not doubting that your case is different, but I'll appreciate it if you don't deceive yourself. Because at the long run, nobody is going to help you. It's just you yourself. So he said, my case is different. And then you want to magically. People have been in that field before you. That's the next thing you have to check out when you are choosing a skill. Who have been in this skill? If there is nobody in that skill that has reached your goal before, you don't have any business going into that skill. If you want to choose a skill set, you want to learn something now, and you have a certain goal, and the goal is huge, and there is nobody you have seen in that skill. Let's say you want to choose a skill set now, and your goal is to own, let's say, 50 million in the next 5 years. You have to look for a skill that can actually pay 50 million in the next 5 years. And if you can't get the skill, at least you get a skill that can pay 5 million in the next 1 year. So that when you get that 5 million, you can scale up and get to where you want to be. So you have to choose a goal, you have to choose a skill that aligns with your goal, either when you break it down or at the stretch.